All right, what's up there, SEO pros? We're here with John Melton, who's from My Lifestyle Academy, and he teaches a little bit about everything around online marketing in regards to social media marketing, and he does a lot of really cool stuff on Facebook. He's actually followed by around 15,000 people on Facebook. He does a lot of live video. The way I actually found John was through Facebook, and actually it might have been through your website, I'm not sure, but he definitely has a really unique way of doing things, and it's pretty cool too. He communicates through mainly through like voice messaging on Facebook, which not many people do. So I know a lot of people are interested in hearing more of the unique things that you do, John. So I'm just going to hand it right over to you. Maybe you can tell us a little bit about yourself and kind of what you're good at and that sort of thing.
Yeah, sure, no problem. Well, Chase, first of all, appreciate the introduction and really getting a chance to meet your audience. I've been in the network marketing profession now for over 15 years. And I've been an online entrepreneur during that period of time as well. Just starting different businesses. And, I'd say probably about 2012, we started to really brand ourselves and do videos. And this was before live video. I'm sure a lot of you that are on Facebook or YouTube or you've heard of Periscope, Meerkat, there's a lot of live video platforms these days. And for us, we knew we wanted to start generating leads and using the internet to build businesses. So we started doing videos where they were static videos, right? Pre-recorded videos where you record yourself and you upload it to social media. And I started building a following. I maxed out 5,000 friends on Facebook. I also have 15,000 people following me on Facebook. And then we have our fan page that has over 23,000 fans now. And then, we're on some other social media platforms as well, but we've dove in head first, all in with Facebook specifically, using Facebook groups, using live video to build. I think we're up to like 10 different income streams. Wow. But we do a lot of videos, a lot of webinars. We've been building our email list now. I think we're up over 10,000 people on our email list, which, isn't a huge email list, but we typically compete with people that have 100,000 person email lists. When they do like affiliate launches and big promotions, we'll typically do just as much in sales as they will because we have a very engaged audience. And we really just started building our brand and capturing leads and generating leads on social media right around 2000. It was probably about 2014 and 15 that we really started to learn and study that side of things. But it started out just doing videos, not really understanding how to capture leads or anything about funnels or an email list per se, but we just knew that we wanted to branch out. We didn't want to be in a situation where we were constantly having to hit our warm market list and constantly hit up our friends and family. We really wanted to find a way to take our talents to the internet, because my wife and I have been doing public speaking and trainings since we were, in our early 20s. In fact, we met in a network marketing company back in 2001. So we've been, doing what we've been doing now for, quite some time. Now we're stay-at-home parents. We have a 12-year-old son, an 8-year-old daughter. We have businesses. Just all of our businesses are online, but, we have businesses that are totally international. We do business in, different parts of the world, and it's just a lot of fun, man. We meet a lot of great people. We do some consulting, speaking engagements, and we really take it very serious. We have fun, but we take it really serious because we know that there's a lot of people out there that are doing the same thing. So we want to stand out. We want to, have our own unique, creative way of delivering content and building a following.
Cool. So here's a question for you, John. I have multiple questions for you, but one of the questions would be, how do you get such an engaged audience on your personal profile? Because you see a lot of people who do live streams, they usually don't get that many views on their, you of course have 15,000 followers, but there's probably a certain way that you're able to acquire those followers with different tactics. Do you stream on like multiple platforms? Do you have like 3 phones like Ty Lopez does, where he has, Periscope going, Instagram Live, and Facebook? Like what is some of the tips around that?
Well, first of all, I do have 2 phones, so I haven't gotten to 3 yet. You know what? That's not true. I do have my S5, but it only works on Wi-Fi, and honestly, it's just an extra phone. I never even turn it on. But I do have 2 phones, 2 phone numbers, so I think that's definitely crucial to have. Multiple ways of communicating, because sometimes one phone dies, sometimes one phone I'm doing a live video, right? So first of all, I think really it's just doing what I've been doing for a sustained period of time. I've built up a following. I've built up a reputation. We have literally people from around the world that, make good money and have a good following themselves, and they share our videos, they promote our stuff. But I will say this, typically, because I have 15,000 followers, but I also have 5,000 friends. And, when you have friends on Facebook, they will see a lot more of your posts if you're engaging with them and you're putting out quality content. So, with a fan page, it's actually a lot harder to get engagement on a fan page unless you pay for it, right? So if you boost your posts and you run ads and stuff like that, but with a personal profile, it's actually easier to get engagement than it is with a fan page. And I do both. Some people are like, well, what's better? I'm like, it's not about what's better. Really, you can use both strategies. You can use
at the same time.
What's that?
Different streams or at the same time?
No, I do totally separate. I do one phone at a time. I used to do Facebook and Periscope at the same time, but I dropped Periscope. It's just, I like Periscope, and there's probably some people watching that still get on there. I don't spend time there. Here's the real problem. So for me, I like to communicate with people, and that's probably why I have really high conversions. We have great relationships. We just do really well with Facebook. But you got to think about it, man. It's like, if I do a live video, that video, someone could watch it 5 years from now, drop a comment in the comment section, right? They could drop down below, drop a comment. I see that instantly, get a notification. I hit them up and I start talking to them, through private messages on Facebook Messenger. With Periscope, I mean, once the video's over, I have no way of communicating with those people. So for someone like me, it's just, Periscope doesn't make a lot of sense. It did make sense in the beginning when it was the only live video, platform. But now that Facebook Live is so dominant, that's where I do all my live videos, and I do just one like profile at a time. So I might, like earlier today, I did one on my personal profile, and last night I did one on my fan page. The day before that, I did one on my personal profile. And I think on Sunday, I didn't do one at all. Right. So the point is, I mix it up, right? I don't do just the fan page or just my personal profile. And people will say, well, what's better? I mean, it really depends on what you're looking to accomplish. Me being a network marketer, a personal profile makes a lot of sense, because over there, I do a lot of communicating. You can profile to put people into private groups. We also have our generic brand and training. We have a private Facebook community, Chase, with over 8,000 online entrepreneurs and network marketers from various companies. So we do a lot of our free training in there. We answer questions. We'll even go live in that group sometimes. So it's pretty cool though, man, because like, that's how we built a huge email list. Is we said, hey, look, if you want access to our private Facebook community, you go to mylifestyleacademy.com, you enter your name and email, and you'll get access to the group for free. So if you're an online entrepreneur, you're watching this right now, I would recommend, and look, I know you teach a lot about SEO and YouTube and traffic and that sort of thing, which is great. But man, if you have a Facebook group where you can create a community, Vince Reed talks a lot about how you want to build community because that's the best place to generate leads. And it doesn't matter if you're writing a book, you have a coaching program, you're selling high ticket coaching, masterminds, retreats. Maybe you want to be a speaker, you want to run your own seminars. If you build a community where you can communicate with that community and give them exclusive access to you, I mean, that's just going to be an advantage you're going to have over your competition, because most marketers don't know much about community. They don't know much about creating that environment for people to network and be a part of it. And actually, there are big time online marketers that have, these monthly membership sites, and they give them, now you can't charge people to be a part of a Facebook group, but you can charge for a membership site and then give them access to a private Facebook group, kind of like an add-on bonus that you get for free, if you will. And like, there's people I know that literally have 2,000 people in their paid membership program paying, $37 a month, $47 a month, $97 a month. But then they have that private Facebook group. And it was interesting. I was listening to an interview with one lady that has a huge, huge membership site. And she's like, listen, I have so many people in this membership site that don't even log in to the back office for training. They don't even log into the back office, but they're always interacting and engaging with their friends, right? All the people in the mastermind. So they just want to be a part of that community and bounce ideas off of each other and support each other and encourage each other. So you could have a free group, a paid group. I like free groups because in my opinion, it's a great way to just generically build your brand and put out content and just deliver the goods day in and day out. And then you can, basically attract leads from that group for whatever business you want, for whatever you're selling.
Right. Yeah, we do kind of have that model going on where I always promote this side Facebook group that we have, which is called the SEO Network, which we've actually been changing the name a lot. And then we have a VIP group, which is sort of that paid membership. And we're trying to set up some sort of site or form where people can log in on the site as well.
Perfect.
I guess what I'm wondering is what would you do if you had, like, say you were back at square one, you only had because I'm sure there's a lot of people out there like, well, John can do this because he has tons of people. He already has the people. But I can't do this because I only have 300 friends. Say you were back at square one, you only had 300 friends, maybe 5 followers. What would be the first things that you would start doing?
Well, first of all, we all start somewhere, right? I mean, everybody starts somewhere. There's people that still haven't even set up a Facebook account. So imagine how they feel. You're always further ahead than somebody. But again, it's I love Gary Vaynerchuk. I follow him quite a bit. And he's like, look, if you're talented, you can start from scratch. And if you're talented, you can become an overnight hit, right? For most of us, that's not going to happen. But you can create those talents over time by just doing the work day in and day out, day in and day out. I mean, it's just a lot of work. It's putting out content every single day, not once a week. That's not effective. And now if somebody wants to do it once a week, that's fine, but they're going to get their butt kicked by someone that does it once a day. My mentor, Ray Higdon, he sends out a blog post every day to his email list. Now people will say, yeah, but he's got 200,000 people on his email list. How do you think he built it up? He blogged every day for 6 months before he even started generating leads back in 2009. So we all start somewhere. The whole well, I don't have that many people and you have a big following. Yeah. Well, people aren't going to interview people with 300 friends that aren't getting results. So obviously the interviews you're seeing, the social media gurus, the Tai Lopez's of the world, you see those people, but at one point they didn't know anybody. At one point we didn't exist, right? So everybody starts somewhere. So you can't get discouraged just because someone else is on chapter 11 of their story and you're in chapter 1. Don't get comparitis. Just focus on what you can do day in and day out to build your following. And the cool thing about having a smaller audience is you can actually do a lot of one-to-one communication. Again, another thing Gary Vaynerchuk talks about, which is why I love Gary. He's like, look, people say, well, I can't compete with you, Gary. You have, 1 million views per video and you have, $100 million company. And he's like, yeah, but I can't talk to my audience one-to-one like you can. He can't spend time with all of the people that are watching and commenting. He can't respond to most of the comments or interact with people. He can't respond to private messages. Even at this point, I mean, I've been doing what I've been doing for 15 years. And at this point, my inbox on Facebook is always full of hundreds of unread messages. Sometimes I feel bad because there's people that ask me a really great question. I don't respond for months because I just missed it. It just gets buried so quickly in my newsfeed, or in my inbox. While I'm doing this video, I bet you I get 15, 20 messages on Facebook Messenger. And that's every single day. So, and of course there are days where I don't even look at Facebook Messenger for an entire day and I come back and it's, bombarded with messages and I just have to sort through it. But, that's a positive problem. That's when you start hiring help. That's when you start hiring assistants. And, we have 6 or 7 virtual assistants and, we have a team. But again, we're all going to, be somewhere in the process, somewhere in the journey. And one of my favorite quotes is by Eric Worre. He says, you will be punished or rewarded based on the life you led prior to getting involved in marketing. You'll be punished or rewarded based on the life you led prior to getting in marketing. So when I first got involved in marketing back in 2000, 2001, dude, I didn't have any influence. I was 20. I was 20 years old. Nobody wanted to listen to me. Nobody wanted to hear what I had to say. There was no social media back then. In fact, I remember when I first got on social media in 2006 on MySpace, right? But in 2001, that wasn't even an option. So again, we all start somewhere. I've just grinded my face off for the last 15 years because I got a big vision, big why, and not everybody's going to work that hard, but not everybody's going to have, the big income. They're not going to They're not going to create their dreams. They're not going to go out there and create a big following, a big audience. They're not going to make a lot of money. You know, there's a reason a very small percentage of the population makes 6 figures and above. But at the end of the day, if you want it, you have to go out there and do the work day in and day out.
Right on. Yeah, one of the big things for me, John, was that I started out podcasting and I was interviewing people one-on-one kind of like this, but I wasn't really getting the results I wanted. And it wasn't until I started blogging and then failed at blogging and then finally got into YouTube, which is when people started to kind of be interested in my stuff because it was a different format. I started doing screen records. People could ask questions about what I was doing. So I guess what I'm asking is, what is the format that you've really seen work well with Facebook? Because I'm pretty sure the Facebook Live audience isn't exactly the same as the people you would be doing screen records or how-to things on YouTube. Maybe they are, but I don't think as much. I think it's more of a one-on-one. So since you have so much experience with Facebook and you already get all this engagement, what do you see working for you? Just getting on and just start answering questions, or what do you do?
No, I mean, but again, hey, it depends on your brand. One of my friends, he does a live video every day at 8 a.m. It's 5 minutes, and he teaches branding and marketing topics, right? I got another friend of mine that does parenting videos inside of a private Facebook group. It's, you know, here's the thing. What are you passionate about? What are you knowledgeable about? And what are you learning? You got to answer those 3 questions. Because what you're passionate about, it's probably easy for you to talk about, whether it's football, whether it's parenting, whether it's marketing, eating healthy, whatever. What are you passionate about? What are you knowledgeable about? What is it that you know a lot about? And it could be anything, right? I mean, there is someone in your niche or any niche that is making a lot of money and has a big audience because people care about that topic. It could be about cars. It could be about accounting. I mean, dude, it could be anything. What are you knowledgeable about? What can you teach other people, right? And then the third thing is, what are you learning? What books are you reading? You know, as a you know, an online entrepreneur, a network marketer, you know, someone that's in business for themselves, you have to be working on yourself all the time. So jot down your biggest takeaways from the last book you read, the last seminar you attended, and do a video what it is you learned. People want to learn from other people. You don't have to act like, see, this is where people get hung up, like, I don't know what to do a video about. And again, I just gave you ideas what to do a video about. What are you passionate about? What are you knowledgeable about? What are you learning? But people think, well, I can't teach that, John, because I'm not successful yet. And that's just BS. It's not about you being successful and acting like you are successful when you're not. It's just saying, you could watch this interview right here and go, hey, here's my 3 biggest takeaways from that fast talking guy, John, right? Here's my 3 biggest takeaways. I'm going to do a live video on Facebook and share with people what it is I learned. So again, for me, Facebook Live would be a big recommendation because Facebook is the #1 social media platform in the world. And Facebook live video on Facebook is the #1 feature that Facebook is pushing right now. They want to be live video in your pocket. So that's a big thing. But on top of all that, doing a lot of liking, commenting, interacting and engaging, go into different groups that discuss topics that you want to specialize in, right? Like there's so many groups out there. You can just search in the search bar, different groups that have the keywords for what it is you talk about. Could be fan pages, could be groups. I mean, there's so many things you could do. You could do quotes, memes that you share on Facebook. I've had memes that have gotten shared 1,000 for my memes. I mean, dude, it could be anything. And how-to videos, actually, my wife does a lot of how-to videos. She does like how to put on her makeup. She does videos, like she's real good at technology stuff, right? Like she's like you. She can do how-to videos on how to use OBS to do screen share, like videos from Facebook Live. Like people share those videos like crazy and watch them all the time. So, and YouTube's cool, right? YouTube's great because it's more of a search engine. But I think in many ways, Facebook is becoming a search engine too. So, you know, have crushed it with LinkedIn, Snapchat, Instagram, YouTube, blogging, podcasts. It's just a matter of figuring out which platform do you feel most comfortable on. For me, it's Facebook, right? But again, whatever one you're most comfortable on, and just consistently put out content, build value, spend time getting on other people's live videos, get in other people's groups, commenting, liking, friending people up all the time. And it's just over a sustained period of time. If you're consistent and you get good at what you do, you're going to build an audience. And then from there, you generate leads out of that audience. It won't be easy. Don't quit your day job just yet. But over time, you can definitely build up a following. And if you're using fan pages, the cool thing is, dude, fan pages, that's like the most like simplified target like marketing you can ever do. I mean, you can literally say, I want to target, 19-year-old men that have a goatee that live in Manitoba, Canada. Right? I mean, it's the most targeted marketing you could possibly do. So I would recommend setting up a fan page and learning. You can just Google how to do Facebook ads and you can start targeting your perfect ideal audience. But maybe before you do that, because again, it depends on who's watching this right now, maybe at least identify what it is you love doing and how you want to monetize it. Then start, like sometimes people start spending a lot of money on advertising and they have no way of getting an ROI. They don't even know what to sell yet to make a profit on the ad money that they're spending. You know what I mean?
Right. And that was kind of, so we have a combination question. We have some people really interested in the audience right now about Facebook ads. They want to hear your thoughts on that. And it's kind of also a cross between a question I had, which was, if you are going to start diving into this and say, we just call you the Facebook doctor right now, what would be your prescription for starting live video? Would you say start out on your personal profile because you have your friends there, you're going to get more interactions? Or do you start also doing the Facebook page as well? What would you say in that regards if you don't already have a following?
Yeah, so here's a couple things. One, what you could do, especially if you have a really small following, you could start doing personal profile Facebook Live videos. And then you could say, like, I'm going to give you 10 tips on getting in the best shape of your life, if that's something that you're knowledgeable and passionate about, right? You give the first 2 tips on your personal page, and then you say the other 8 tips
Nice.
I'm going to be sharing over on my fan page, so hop over there and make sure you subscribe so you get live notifications. So that's one thing you could do. To be honest though, if you don't have, like, let's say you have 100 friends on Facebook, which is a really, really small amount of friends on Facebook, then maybe it would make sense just to do everything on your fan page. But again, if you want engagement on a fan page, you better have money to spend on advertising. You better have a budget. Now, I'm not a fan page expert. My wife is the one that does all the fan page advertising, and it's definitely not easy. You have to get the hang of it. But again, there's definitely, like, Facebook wants your money. So they're more than willing to provide you with education on how to run your ads and how to identify your target audience. Like they provide a lot of that. But I mean, Facebook ads are, like, Gary Vaynerchuk talks about this. Again, I love Gary V because he is a social media guru. Like, there's nobody better to learn social media from. And Gary's like, literally, Facebook ads are better than any form of advertising in the history of advertising, because you can target your exact, like, lead, like the exact person that you would want to generate as a lead. You can target that person because Facebook knows everything about everyone, right? They know what we like. They know our dislikes. I mean, there's just so much information that they have, where a TV commercial, like, I can't tell you how many people told me that the Super Bowl commercials weren't good this year. Like, they didn't like any of them, right? So you think about how much money a company spends to advertise during the Super Bowl, and then nobody even likes any of the commercials. Where on Facebook, I mean, come on, how many of us have seen those ads in our newsfeed pop up and you're like, that's so weird. I was just Googling that, or I was just, interested in that product, and now it's in my newsfeed, or it's on the right side of my Facebook page. Like, Facebook knows, man. They know what you like, and those great marketers out there are sponsoring those ads, and they know what you like, and they're targeting you. So
right.
Like, it doesn't surprise me it's in my newsfeed because it's the stuff that I like.
Okay. So we have a question. The audience wants to know how much you post on social media, and what platforms do you spend a lot of time on? I mean, we already know Facebook, but of course you use other platforms as well.
Well, let me answer it this way, because it doesn't really matter what I do. What matters is what the person that's asking that question does. If I were you, I would do a minimum content every day on any platform that you want to build an audience on. So every day I try to post something on LinkedIn. Now, my wife also set up some automated posters. So I think we have something that posts maybe every day or every other day. One of our, old blogs that just just basically we're just recycling the same information. Maybe like once every couple months, a blog post will get posted on LinkedIn. So, but just as an example, my mindset is every day I want to post something on LinkedIn. Every day I want to post something on Instagram. And every day I want to post something on Facebook, minimum. And that's what I teach everybody to do. But again, it depends. Like on Snapchat, I'm not on there anymore. I used to be. I tried it out. I didn't like it, right? If you're on Snapchat, you got to snap all day long if you want to build a good audience that loves you. All right? The best Snapchatters, they snap all day long, right? DJ Khaled, he snaps all day long. Depends on the platform. Depends on what you're looking to accomplish. But I will say this. I used to teach 3 to 5 posts per day on Facebook.
Wow.
I think that's a little much. I'd say, 1 to 3 times a day. It just, again, it depends on what it is. So like maybe in the morning you post a meme, like a really good quote, a really good meme that you found, you post that in the morning. And don't just post the meme, but put some text behind it, like what it meant to you. And then maybe later in the day, you do a selfie with you and your puppy, or you and your wife, or you and your kids, whatever. Right? And then maybe at night you do a Facebook Live. Now somebody might say, was that what you do every day? No, dude, it's not every day. I mix it up, man. I'm not a robot. All right. The next day I might do a Facebook Live in the morning, and then I might not post the rest of the day. The next day I might post 4 times because I'm fired up and I'm at an event. I'm at a Tony Robbins seminar. I might post 7 times in a day because I'm at a live seminar, right? It just depends. So I mix it up. I will tell you this, though. I would focus on the 90-10 rule. Some call it 80-20, some say 90-10. But 1 to 2 out of 10 posts should be you promoting a webinar, or you promoting your website, or you promoting your business. The other 8 to 9 posts should be just value posts. Like you can entertain people, you can educate people, you can empower, inspire, you can, do something that's fun or whatever, right? Entertainment. We like to do entertainment, where we like to have fun, but we also like to teach. So the point is, you need to post something that people would give a shit about, if that makes sense. Too many times people, they go live on Facebook and they're like, all right, we're live. And they're like, their phone's shaking and arms. And it's just like, dude, what am I watching? And then it's like, they're like, all right, we're going to wait for people to get on. Oh, hey, Dale. And then Dale's on and then he hangs up. It's like so awkward. I'm like, dude, when you do a live video, act like it's not live and just get right into it. Hey, this is John Melton coming to you live from Baltimore, Maryland. I just wanted to talk to you today about marketing your business using social media. I'm going to give you 3 of my best tips and strategies to really crush it today in your business. Tip number 1, boom. Tip number 2, boom. Tip number 3, boom. And now, obviously, my video is going to be longer than that, right? I'm just giving you kind of a basic understanding with my daughter, Christina. Say hi, Mikey. Hi. Hi. Hello. The point is you do a live video, but you get right into it, because you got to realize most of the views are going to come from the replays. Like I did a video the other day, and I don't remember how many views it had when it ended, but it was less than 1,000. But by the time it got shared 70 times and had like 500 some comments, it had over 5,000 views. And that was on my personal profile. But I will tell you, we have videos on my fan page that have over 100,000 views because we boost them, right? We run traffic to those videos. So again, it just depends on what somebody's looking to accomplish, what platform they're using, and every platform's different. Like if you're using Instagram stories, it's different than if you're posting on Instagram in the newsfeed. Does that make some sense?
Yeah. Right on. All right, John. Well, we're running out of time. For the last section of this, I would like to ask you, what are your top 3? The first one is, who is your favorite person to follow? The second one, what is your favorite book that you've read in the last couple years? And 3, what's your favorite tool you use online?
Well, Gary Vee is my favorite, and I would say his book's probably one of the best books you could get. Again, for all your online marketing, audience, I would say there's just nothing better than the Ask Gary Vee show, his book that he did, Ask Gary Vee. That book is phenomenal. In fact, I would recommend downloading it on Audible and listening to it, because he narrates. I've listened to it like 5 times. I mean, there's a couple other books I like too. I mean, I like The Cell by Frederick Eklund. He's one of the top brokers in like the world. He's out of New York City, and he's just a freaking beast. But Gary Vee, dude, Gary Vee's just my favorite. I mean, I like Chalene Johnson. Brendan Burchard, we're in his $30,000 mastermind for the year, and that's pretty cool. You know, Brendan Burchard, anything by Brendan Burchard is amazing. Who's Ray Higdon? He's my mentor. So those are some good people. But Gary's number one, I would say. If you know, just to answer that one specific question and answer the book question, the Ask Gary Vee book is really good. And then what was your last question?
Your favorite tool that you use online?
I mean, Facebook Messenger. You know, like so for me, being a prospector and being, you know, a recruiter and somebody that, you know, is obviously wanting to build relationships, because for me, that's what's been most effective. Look, if you don't want to build relationships, you're going to struggle online. I mean, you are. I mean, too many people think they can just hide behind their keyboard and, you know, just you know, post stuff and just get results. And you have to be extremely talented to do that without building relationships on the back end. I'm not saying you can't do it, but don't be surprised if you struggle significantly, because building relationships is everything in our business. I mean, it just is. And it doesn't matter what you're selling. If people know you, like you, and trust you, they'll tell their friends about you, and they'll be excited to buy from you. And then when they buy whatever they buy from you, they love it so much they want to tell their friends. And you know, it's like you're building that trust factor, right? You're not selling crap. But fact of the matter is, for me, and again, I'm not a celebrity. I'm not a Gary Vaynerchuk. I'm not a Tony Robbins. I'm not, you know, somebody that's that big. So for me, I still have time to build those relationships also, right? So I love using Facebook Messenger. You know, you said it in the beginning, I like using the audio recorder. You know, a lot of people are blown away once they start using the audio recorder, where you can record little 60-second messages. I don't like talking on the phone. I don't want to get on the phone with a lot of people. It's time consuming for me. So I like using the audio recorder, because to me, it's just more efficient and effective than constantly having to type out my messages all the time. It's just a real quick way for me to talk to people. And you'd be surprised. I mean, most of the people I talk to, they use Facebook Messenger. They use the audio recorder. And, you know, it's a great way to build those relationships, but I don't feel like it's nearly as time consuming as going to meet people. Like, I got to be honest, man, when someone hits me up like, hey, you want to go out for coffee or go out for lunch? I'm like, dude, no, honestly.
What is the ROI on that, bro?
Yeah, like, I mean, I love building relationships. I do. But unless it's like, and again, I hope this doesn't sound arrogant. I try so hard to be super, super humble. But unless it's somebody that, like, I feel is a mutual, like, you know, in business, and somebody that I can learn from, like, I don't want to go out to lunch with somebody just so they can just, you know, take from me. Like, I don't have time for it. And I don't want to make time for it, because I have really big goals, and we have some, you know, primary initiatives for the year. So going out to lunch doesn't fit into that initiative. If I'm going to go out to lunch with someone, I'm going out to lunch with my mom, my kids, my wife. You follow me? Or like really good friends, like people I'm already really good friends with. For me, it's not a good way to spend my time. Now, again, if you're new and you're looking to build something, and there's strategic people that you could build relationships with, that could be great exposure agents. Chase, you know what an exposure agent is, right? It's like a way of getting exposure from someone else's audience, right? I'm sure your people know about that. So those people would be great to go out to lunch with and build those relationships with. But, you know, someone that says, hey, I'm going to be in Baltimore, man, let's get together for lunch to catch up. Like, no, like, we can get on a call, maybe, but just going out to lunch, man, that's a lot of time. That takes a lot of time. So for me, it's just that's not in my agenda for right now. So anyway, not to go on a tangent there, but I hope that gives your peeps some guidance.
No, that's super important. And I do like to stress in my videos as well, you know, it's really important to choose the people you're surrounding yourself with wisely, because those are the people that you're going to start becoming. You become who you surround yourself with. So super important.
Yeah. Totally.
Cool, John. Well, thanks for coming on here. I know a lot of people benefited from this. We got some people in the chat right now. They like your stuff. So if they want to see more about your stuff and they want to watch your videos and check you out, I'm going to leave your link in the description and also on my website. And thanks for coming on.
Yeah, man. Absolutely. Appreciate the time.
Cool.